Hi everybody, this is Julie Leto. Did I say that right?
That's close enough.
All right. USA Today, New York Times best-selling romance author at the 2010 Beach Ninc conference. Julie, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
All right. And it's the last day. I see, since it's the morning, your voice is back a little bit.
Barely, but yes, it is back.
All right. I wanted to ask everybody, what did you get? What's the most thing that you're going to take away from this conference?
You know, I've been in writing, trying to write professionally since a really long time, and it's over 20 years. And I've been going to workshops for years and years and years. And every time I go to an Ninc conference, especially this one, I learn something new, and that's so special and so unexpected, and yet I've come to expect it from Ninc. So I did come away this time with a brand new set of knowledge, both craft and business, that you just can't get anywhere else but at Ninc.
Excellent. All right, Julie, that brings up something. This isn't about the conference, but I wanted to ask you about your newest release, Hard to Hold. Tell us about it.
Well, it's a brand new concept. It is a launch book from HCI Books, which is the original publisher of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. So everyone knows them as a nonfiction publisher, but they decided they wanted to get into the romance game, and they also wanted to get into fiction. So they decided to marry what they did best, which is nonfiction, with romance. And what they did is they solicited from couples around the world, around the United States, to submit their stories, or they found their stories through other avenues, and then they got romance writers to write those books. All three of the launch authors, in fact, all six of the authors that are signed.
And the other one of them is Allison Kent as well.
Allison Kent's book is called Icing on the Cake, and Judith Arnold's book is called Meet Me in Manhattan. And they're the launches, and you can find them in any CVS, Barnes & Noble, and Borders. And they're real couples that we have fictionalized their story and turned it into a romance novel based on the real events of their romance, in some cases their marriage. Sometimes it ends with the marriage, sometimes it goes through the marriage. It all kind of varied by the books. But all 7 authors signed up so far, members of Ninc, all are experienced romance authors, so that we could use our considerable toolboxes to be able to pull together this very unusual concept. Excellent.
All right. So you live in Tampa, correct? So this being at the beach is commonplace for you?
You know, it isn't. Those of us who live in Florida tend to take it for granted that we're here. And I haven't actually been on St. Pete Beach since I was a kid. We used to come here every summer for 4th of July for the whole week. And it's really been great to be back here, and I brought my daughter and her best friend, and they were hanging out all week while we were doing workshops, and it was an absolute amazing thing that I can't believe I don't do more often, and I'm going to start doing it more often.
Excellent. Well, I just wanted to say a personal thank you to you, because when I started writing, you were very instrumental in me following my own path, because you're a very big advocate of people following their instincts and going with writing the book of their voice.
Yes.
Not necessarily the book of the heart.
I just think the book of your heart it puts in this mind that it's going to be this great, emotional, cathartic type of book, like women's fiction kind of thing, or that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it leaves out the people who want to write fun books, or want to write thrillers, or want to write something that doesn't seem like it's something of the heart. So if you go to what's true to your voice, then you can also be commercial and not have to feel like you have to apologize for being a commercial writer who's trying to make a living doing it.
And enjoy what you're writing.
Exactly, absolutely. And not have to write some cathartic, vomiting on the page of every emotion you ever had kind of book, which I think is often associated, perhaps wrongly, but with the book of the heart.
Excellent. And that kind of thing, writing all genres, anything that works for you, is encouraged at Ninc.
You know, right just now in our meeting, they talked about the fact that we're all here to be Ninc people want to be career novelists. That's why we're here. It doesn't matter what genre you're in. The focus, the thing that holds Ninc together, is the fact that these people that are here all want to make a living in this business. And that's what we all have in common, and it's just something that there's no other writing organization that offers that kind of focus.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for answering my questions.
Thank you, Sasha, for asking me.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.